I've got another gardening myth, so let's talk about it. The myth is that perennials are going to be low maintenance in your garden. I hear this all the time from customers. I just want to plant some perennials because I'm tired of replanting or I want a lower maintenance garden. Perennials, of course, are plants that come back from the root from year to year, as opposed to something like annuals, which you have to replant each year. However, perennials are not maintenance free necessarily. So let's go through the different things that you may have to do in a perennial garden. First of all, not all perennials live forever. In fact, a lot of perennials live only for 2, 3, or 4 year cycles before they die. So in a perennial garden where you've got lots of perennials, you probably should plan on replacing at least some of them every year because some of them are just going to be dying out. Next, since perennials do die back to the root in the winter, that means all of that top growth is going to turn brown and crispy or mushy, and so you're going to have to do the maintenance of pruning that off and composting it or disposing it. Or there are other perennials that are really good at growing in the sense of they throw seeds everywhere and start sprouting in places that you didn't plant them. Things like Russian sage or Mexican feathergrass are really notorious for this. So unless you are diligent about going and picking out the seedlings, you're going to end up with a lot more of those than you wanted to have in your garden. And then, of course, you've got the perennials that are just superstars, things like iris and daylilies. They seem like they just grow forever. But those ones, as they multiply, they actually have to be dug up and divided periodically. It might be every 2 to 4 years that you should be splitting them in order to keep them vigorous and growing. Now, I'm not trying to discourage you from doing perennial gardens. My main point here is no type of gardening is going to be absolutely free of maintenance. It doesn't matter how you garden unless it's, concrete or something like that. You're going to have maintenance involved if you want to have a nice looking landscape. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is when you are designing your gardens, you want to have a good diverse mixture of types of plants. Besides perennials, I like to incorporate evergreen shrubs, deciduous shrubs, flowering shrubs, and all kinds of different ground covers, even annuals, and different types of perennials that bloom for different seasons. You can certainly make gardens and flower beds that look good year round. There just has to be some planning involved for the types of plants that you're putting out there. See? Oh, don't freak out. Don't freak out. That's the first time he's ever let me pick him up. It went okay.